Yeah. So, okay, it's loading.
Okay. You know what the first thing you're supposed to do is?
What? What am I doing?
Going
Oh,
down here. You're looking.
okay,
Have you
yeah,
heard
yeah,
me
yeah.
talk about this before?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. You know, you're probably gonna have to deal with US and a UK player, and then
Hmm.
you're probably gonna run into the US guy first.
Okay.
Scharfschützen deployed. Utility vehicle has arrived. Panzer grenadiers have assembled. Location secure. Can we get back to work now?
So I like this.
Huh.
Panzer pioneers standing by. Taking full arm fire. Without ever stepping outside.
Yeah, the Jeeps I've noticed have been a new thing because of the like detection stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I try to like, I don't know. I try to make it work, but
We are losing grasp of a fuel point. Panzer pioneers stand ready. Pioniere receiving you. Enemy encroaching on us.
Uh-oh.
yeah, but look, combat endurance, dude. That bike kills me, but then see, I kind of stop when stuff gets too chaotic like that, like that bike doesn't get repaired for like a little bit. Well, until the other squad gets there, which is fair, but oh, sorry, you'll see it like where I'll be in an engagement and microing it, but then my other units, because I don't really use the just a disclaimer. Like I don't do tactical queue.
Oh, this?
Well, like I don't queue, like you know how like some players will queue up,
Oh,
like
queue
they're
orders?
yeah, queue orders, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you don't do that. I mean, honestly, it's really only good for capturing. Like,
Okay.
it's not really good for anything else because most things you have to react in real time. But
Mhm.
like from your perspective, like what happened here? It's really like
Uh,
it's not a trick question. This is actually very simple. What happened here? But I just want to make sure you can see like what we're dealing with. Like why this kind of fell apart for you.
uh, yeah, I well, from my perspective, it's like I got pushed by two vehicles,
Mm-hmm.
like two light vehicles, and that's pretty much like I guess what threw that
Yep.
in the
Yeah, no,
um
you're exactly right. As soon as your bike came up here and you saw all of this on the
yeah
plus 10 fuel, that's your cue to get the fuck out of there. Because
yeah
because you already like Dak in the first 3.5 minutes already has a hard time with just this, right?
mhm, right
So the fact that he's pulling up with like squad of assault NGs, Jeep, Scout, like you're cooked. You need to back up here earlier and just play defensively. So like come up on this ridge and just like stand behind this rock. And you have to concede this because your teammate is not there, right? Your teammate is over here. He's playing for the
right
munitions point, which is fine. I mean, you do want to control the fuel more in the long term for sure. But for now, like this is completely unwinnable for you. There's no way that you can play this that you're gonna come out on top. And
right
so part of it is just like part of being a good team game player is just recognizing the engagements that you can't win early enough before you take a whole bunch of losses so that you can come back stronger.
right
Right? So here, when he started poking you with the dingo, I mean, first thing was we were standing in yellow. We want to make sure, like, when possible, we gravitate to the green cover because we get damage resistance from the green cover. And then when you pulled your bike up here and you saw all this stuff, you got to be like, okay, it's time for me to go. And you got to like start coming back up the hill, put your PG like back here, and wait for your other one to come up. Right.
okay yeah
I think also, do you build anything else in tier 1 after this?
uh
Or tier 0, I guess we are.
Yeah, I think my usual build order right now has been 2 peak Grens, and then uh it really depends, because then I upgrade my engineer with whatever, like depending on what's happening. Like this, I think I do grenade launcher because of the vehicles.
Okay.
Um and uh like I think I'll go assault Grens. I think um
Okay.
yeah, I do an
That's actually
MG
good. Yeah, the MG is a
yeah.
good choice because you know the US player has gone for assault engineer, so he wants to run at you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude. This is the match where I tried, because like I watched your espionage video and I was like, oh man, like I think I tried out assault Grens and it like it, yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, yeah. We with the assault grens, the best way to use them is use the assault disembark.
Yeah.
They're pretty hard to use outside of that. This is good.
Did you say you get free nades when you jump out too?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
Yeah, dude, I tried it. It's the funniest thing you'll see.
Taken our territory. Panzer Grenadiers standing by. Enemy forward elements. We're engaged. Commandant, infantry.
Woo, oh,
Enemy
he's,
forces.
Yeah, what's he doing over there?
Okay, okay. Got it.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy.
So the GRB, I understand why you went for it, but this is not really going to help you very much against vehicles. This is
Okay.
far more for fighting against infantry that like to park in cover or machine guns.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't use the GRB on this map. I'd probably go for the hazard package because minesweeping, you can cut the wire, and you could repair faster with the hazard
Okay.
package.
We are losing ground.
Okay.
Munitions
Hey,
point.
the orange smoke.
Starting requisition of life support elements. Our
Yeah,
munitions point is being neutralized by the enemy.
this guy, see, that's another issue I have, is just like realizing I'm done.
Proximity
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I think I'm okay on my MG, so then I'm trying to just, but then it's like I didn't even use the nade launcher against it. Like I don't even know what I was even thinking there.
But you probably thought, like you said, like GRB soft counter the light vehicles, but oh, now we're getting pinched.
Our fuel point.
Yeah, that's where I
Maschinengewehr team has
didn't.
been killed.
I mean, I saw it when it was already too late.
Victory point lost.
Use the tactical map at all?
No.
No? Okay.
I
know
don't,
it's
but
it's a hard habit to build.
That's kind of the way it's been too since
Grenadier squad has been shot down.
Company 2. I really should get in that habit.
Taken from us.
Yeah. Okay.
Panzer infantry have
Recovered
orders
your
to
MG,
salvage all
that's
they
nice.
can from vehicles. Leave
Yeah.
Hey,
nothing to the
don't
enemy.
forget about this.
Huh.
This self
Oh.
Yeah, this is a really nice ability because you mentioned earlier. I was wondering if you were going to use it back here when your PG started repairing this. This is really nice because I mean it's slow, but
Yeah.
it's definitely better than sitting and letting like a Panzer Grenadier try to repair this because it takes a little bit longer. They have the rudimentary 5 point. So it's like a little bit better than half as good as the engineer repair. It takes a
Okay.
long time, but when you use this, obviously it's going to self-repair like back to almost, I think it actually repairs about 200 HP. So
Yeah.
you can repair it completely by itself as long as you're in a safe spot. The only thing is like if he catches you while you're repairing, you can't do anything. You're stuck. So it's always good to like pull like way back and then do the repair.
Mhm.
Yeah, small thing. Don't forget about this. This is super
Okay.
useful.
Huh. Yeah, I totally forgot about that, actually.
Oh, that's so unlucky.
Dude, he
He didn't
keeps getting
penetrate it.
Territory overrun.
I haven't seen that flak thing in a long time, too.
This is a great unit.
Attack mounted flak
Yeah.
handling is ready.
Oh, a little dangerous. Oh, that's a little dangerous, my friend.
A resistance point is being taken
Yo.
from us.
Oh, grenadiers. Fine, considering.
Oh, yeah, I think this is where, like, I try to do, like, the disembark. Yeah, I also just barrel through the barbed wire.
Yep.
Hell yeah. I was like, okay, here we go. We're gonna try it.
Yeah.
I get out. I go for the nade. Too late. My boy. That was horrible.
So you see this timer on top of your guys, this like
Yeah.
this bar. So you have that entire duration to throw the grenades, which
Okay,
means
okay.
you have plenty of time to get out, walk to your target, or walk. What I like to do is I actually like to walk behind my target because that gives me a little bit of time. If they say we're talking about this rifle squad, like if he's in cover here and I go here. Then if he hits the retreat button, I immediately try to throw the assault grenades at max range because there's a good chance that I'll actually pick him up as he's retreating. And then I could kind of continue to just right click and chase him down. I don't know how you're doing this from like an execution standpoint, but one of the things that people don't know about that I've noticed recently is that when you've selected a vehicle and you have a unit that's garrisoned inside, the best way to execute this maneuver is to tab, which selects this squad, and then just right-click them out of the 250. Is that what you're
right?
Is that what you're doing?
No.
Okay,
Not
yeah.
at all.
So it makes a huge difference. So put your, put like I don't know, like you could put it on. I don't know if you use hotkeys. If you don't, I would highly recommend that as well. But like drive your vehicle in, get the movement command going, get the vehicle going where you want it to go. And then if you hit the tab button, it will select the assault grenadier inside. And then what you can do is as you're driving through with the 250, you can just right click with the assault grenadier selected and they'll get out and walk towards whatever target, whatever you've right clicked. Right?
Okay.
So if it's like this, they'll start running in this direction. And that's going to give you the ability to go back to your 250 and then like reverse it out or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Huh.
This is good.
How do you play like how do you position your like your hands on the keyboard when you play Co?
I mean, I use grid keys, so just like my left hand is kind of resting over QWER, or like, what would it be actually? ASDF. Like, I kind of just have my hand hovering on the left side of the keyboard.
Okay. Yeah, this okay, yeah, that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that I was lit, but it keeps getting decrewed, which was comical. He like kept trying to take it.
Okay.
Commandant, the enemy.
Yeah, nothing.
We've forgotten about our flak, right? And this is actually a big part of why using hotkeys is so helpful, especially for players like me, where a lot of the time I can only pay attention to what's happening on screen. It's very hard for me to stop paying attention to what's going on screen and go and select other units and make other and issue other orders, right? So the nice thing about the hotkeys is like if I assign this, do you know what I'm talking about when I say like hotkeys and like control groups? Have you heard that
control
term?
group.
Okay, so so I like to assign control groups to like my most important units, and I think with DAK this is even more important because basically the course of your game is going to be decided by how you use this. Right? Because if you lose this right away, you're in a rough spot. Like you either need to replace it or you're gonna have a very hard time like getting a ton of value out of the rest of your roster, because this thing creates so much threat. It takes up space, it suppresses things, like it does a lot, right?
Right.
And so if you lose it, then like you're missing out on all of that, and you kind of have to like you're playing with like the scraps of what's left in your faction, right?
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention was you guys have really great fuel control. Have we got any upgrades yet? No. Okay, so this is a small thing. When you get your flak out, you need to get this as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because the flak has 320 health. AT guns do 160 damage. So if you drive this into an AT gun or into 2 AT guns, it's probably dead. But if you get the smoke upgrade, it gives you 40 extra health, so you'll actually survive it. And if you do get into a tough situation, you can always use the smoke canister to escape safely. Right? So when you get your flak, when you get your first vehicle out, like you really want to be thinking about getting this as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay?
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Sometimes I'll like just throw up the upgrades at like towards the end of the match. You know, it's I sometimes I don't think about it, which is like because that's what the whole faction centers around.
Yeah. Nice, good confidence there. Repairs going on these guys.
Oh yeah, dude, the bike.
Not anything for us. You have orders for us? Ready on your what? Let's see what you're made of. Proximity alarm near our munitions point.
Oh.
Command us.
Oh.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
What did we just see? What did we just see here?
Chaffee.
Yeah. So what do we have to do?
Pull back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pull back. Because I was like, for a second, I was like, man, I thought I would see it by now. And he didn't show up, so I was like, well, where did he go?
Right here.
Yeah.
You can hear it. Okay. This is very nice of him to just sit here and take this damage.
Yeah. So I was rolling up my AT gun too, and then I think I go to try to harass it with the flak, which I don't know. That's probably not a good.
It's a little bit scary to do, especially because you don't have smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, mortar half track. It's fine. Second pack.
Yeah, I think I was getting. Sometimes I do like the preemptive thing where I'm just like, all right, well, I think I'm gonna experience more of this, but it might not necessarily help me in the now.
Having at least one of your like important tools is you want to make sure you have the boxes checked, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pause here. So, looking at your economy, what's going on right now? Your economy.
Tons of fuel.
Yeah.
Tons of ammo.
Yeah.
And I don't have it. I'm not utilizing any of it, and I'm skipping. I'm also skipping. I don't know. How do you feel about? Because I think in this game specifically, I skipped to third tier. Uh,
Yeah.
is it like, is that okay
Yeah.
usually, or
Yeah. Tier 1.5 to tier 3 is probably generally better for team games anyways, because you get access to like really powerful artillery from the Stuka. It's like probably the
Yeah.
best artillery unit in the game, and getting it out early is just gonna like you're gonna get more value out of it over the course of the game, right? And then you can start trading out your P3s or whatever else you're trying to do. But I've said in some other of my videos, like if you hit 200 fuel, you need to get your tier 3 up. Like you're basically late to getting your first vehicle out. And if you look at your opponents, I mean, let's do this. Let's look at your opponent's composition. Wait for me to look at all. Oh, here it is. Okay. So what do we see on this side? Let's talk about the vehicles mainly. What do we see in terms of vehicles?
just half tracks. Yeah.
So we got
Not really.
two GMCs from this guy, GMC Chaffee from this guy, Dingo, Bishop Dingo. Not much else, right?
Yep.
So when you were building your pack, your second pack, if you had checked your fuel first and been like, actually, I have a lot of fuel, and rather than thinking about trying to defend my flak with double pack, I can just go straight for a P3, because if he tries to dive you with the Chaffee and you have a P3, he's dead. Like he's not going to survive that, right? P3, more armor, more well, not more damage, but more armor, more health. You can chase him down because you have a turret, and you already have the AT gun to protect you. And as long as the AT gun lands one shot, like the P3 is going to finish it off before it can threaten killing your flak, right?
Right.
Yeah. Couple other things looking at your composition. So you went for the assault gren. Now that you've upgraded your half track, where can we get the disembark bonus from?
Well, that isn't just putting them in the health truck and
right. Yeah. Well, that's basically it. That's basically it, right? Until you get a tank out, which you can do. Like you can tank ride them and then get the disembark bonus from that. So like if you get a P3 out, you can load them onto your P3. And then you can drive around, and then P3 goes into combat. These guys jump off. They get the bonus plus grenade assault. It's really good for setting up attacks on AT guns, because you drive in with your P3. You can even go like head on. Obviously, going on a flank is better, so you don't take that first shot. But like you disembark these guys, and then you just basically walk them on top of the AT gun, and then the P3 can like push in and flank and kill the infantry and do whatever else. Right. But yeah, we're leaving a little bit on the table here with how we decided to spend that 280, I think, manpower that it is on the AT gun, rather than teching up and then you could have a P3 out in the next like half a minute if you had gone for tier 3 when you started building this.
Right. Yeah, that is kind of I don't even remember why I did that, because normally I'm always checking like, hey, like I can go tier 3, but for some reason, I mean, that's a good thing though too, to always keep an eye out for the 200 fuel.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to ask you is, what do you like about this battle group? What was the thought process behind your battle group selection?
I don't usually go this battle group, but I saw like in the video I saw your in the espionage thing. I saw your teammate go the command tank.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, I kind of want to mess with the command tank and the tiger a little bit. But normally I go the tank hunter with the elephant.
Yeah, Panzerjäger. Yeah.
Yeah, typically I do that, and I go. My AT will be the tank hunters,
Yeah.
and I try to hide them around a little bit, do a little
Nice.
bit of that stuff, and then yeah, I think that's typically what I go. So this was just kind of just like me wanting to try something different.
Experimenting. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I was just curious. There's no criticism here. I was just curious. I think when you're looking at which tree you're gonna go down, at this point in the game, because so generally I would think about this battle group in this way. So when you're having a really exceptional early game, which you guys are, I mean, look at the VPs, look at the resources. Like if we look at the resource disparity between you guys and the other team, you guys are miles ahead. You're almost 100 fuel ahead. You've got almost double the munitions that they do, right? So you guys are leagues ahead of them from an economic standpoint. When you're having a really strong game with armored support, going down the left tree first is the best way to go, because salvage kits is great, because if you lose vehicles, you can get that manpower back, or fuel if you've lost like a fuel vehicle. Panzerstorm is a really nice ability for being aggressive or like escaping from a big push from opponents. And then because you're like just like rolling in munitions, getting your like loiter as quickly as possible, like going straight down this tree, is a great way for you to keep the momentum up. And you probably won't need the units on this side of the tree until much later anyways, right? If your early game is going poorly and you're having poor economy or poor like fuel control, and you're finding like you're really starving to like get your stronger units out, that's when you want to go down the right tree and get your Flampanzer, because your Flampanzer is basically like it's like an early tier 3 unit in a way, but it's a little bit cheaper. And it's going to allow you to get some pressure on the map, like some frontline pressure, and create some space and get back into the fuel and the territory that you need. So if the game's going well, left tree is better to go first. If the game's going poorly and you're like not having a strong economy, then going the right tree and probably going for Flampanzer is your best idea. And then between these two, in general, I think superior fire drills is generally better because it applies to all the machine guns on all your vehicles. Whereas this veteran gunners is pretty good if you're fighting against some heavy tanks, but generally like there's overlap with tungsten core ammunition because it basically does the same thing but only 5% less. So you can always get that later on if you need it, but this is like there's no other way to get this, right?
Okay.
So yeah, sorry. So kind of circling back, like I think here I understand your logic with the AT gun, but always ask yourself the question first: is there something else that I could be building that's better? Right? Because in COH, and you know this, like in COH, basically the tech is progressive. So the later you get in tech, the stronger your units become, and there's an opportunity cost when the game is going well and you decide to build a lower tier unit rather than teching up and getting something from a higher tier structure.
Yeah.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
Huh. Yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, because I had so much fuel.
Commandant, we have
Arrow.
points available to us.
Yeah,
Wait.
Enemy forces have
Close.
captured a victory point.
Oh, you got him. Wow.
I think I was trying to give sight or something. That's why I was like hanging out there.
Yeah.
I think I build a retreat point at some point, and that guy's just there. He's just
He's
there,
been
man.
forgotten about.
Yeah.
The bike, just so you know, the bike also gets support veterancy. So same as the truck. So if you keep this thing around your other units, like your mortar, your machine gun, your AT guns, like A, it's going to help spot for those units, and B, it's going to get the support veterancy, which allows you to get some really nice, you can see the late game bonuses are actually crazy. Like it gets extra vision, detection range, crazy capture speed, and then binoculars works while moving, which means it gets like a ton of vision even while on the move.
Oh,
So
wow.
it becomes like a really, really strong recon unit when you get it to Vet 3. Now, obviously, at this point of the game, it's very hard to get it in combat, get combat veterancy from it, and that's why you park it next to your your heavy hitter support weapons like your AT guns,
Okay.
because it's going to spot for them, and then when they get hits or kills, it's going to get a slice of that veterancy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with the bike, it's like weird for me because at this point in the game, I'm not doing anything with it because I almost feel like it's dead already. You know, because like I typically lose it, which you shouldn't.
Been called forth to lead our
But
mechanized forces.
when it's alive, you're almost like, well, does it exist? Is
Right.
it there?
Right. So just a small thing here, I don't know if you're aware, but PGs and Panzerpiles have different repair speeds. The Panzerpiles are much better at repairs, and what I've been seeing over the last like 12 minutes or so is you're using your Pio as more like a combat like frontline unit, and your PG's been spending a lot of time doing repairs. But
Yeah.
if you like with your PG, just like kind of reverse the order here, your Pio is much more fragile, so he should kind of be in the back line, and occasionally you're attack moving him in to lob some some of these rifle grenades. But your PG should be on your front line. They're more durable. They get better. They get the better weaponry with the MG34.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just like not nearly as value. If you're like trying to get a vehicle repaired up with all of your units really quick, that's fine to use it for that. But in general, I would be reserving your Pioneer for the repairs. Good to see that you're planting mines. Like doing that is really good. But yeah, keeping your Pioneer more busy with the repairs and keeping your PG more focused on combat as much as possible.
Okay.
Auftrag support is ready to deploy.
Cover
This
vehicle.
Yeah, I was like trying to poke, but then I found like too much shit, and I was like, okay. And then I think I get out of it. No, I don't.
I was gonna say it doesn't look like it.
yeah. So then the second guy was there. I didn't expect that, but I also was like trying to just see what the hell. And this is kind of where I guess I get a little more aggressive with it.
A victory point
Yeah,
is being taken from
there's
us.
been a lot happening here up in the middle with your teammate, and we've mostly just been kind of like chilling back here,
moseying around and shit.
Like
Like,
our flak hasn't done a ton besides a little bit of poking on the Chaffee, but this is your anchor unit. Like this should be going with your army wherever they are, because if an enemy shows up, especially infantry, like think about it this way: if we'll open this up so you have some perspective. If he runs at you with these riflemen, and all you have is these here, he can run you over. Right. Until the flak comes in and can suppress them or like pin them down. So you've got the double pack. You don't need to worry about like getting a little bit aggressive with this. I also know, we haven't got the upgrade yet. You are getting your tier 4 up, which is great. But you don't need to be super afraid of this. If anything, knowing that your opponent has this unit, you actually want to bait him into shooting at you, because that's going to reveal. It actually looks like you're about to kill him anyways. That's going to reveal him to your packs, and then your packs, they can kill this thing in 2 hits, right? Or if he's got like the Chaffee, like more power to you if you can bait him into diving you, right? And so the best players, the way they use their flak is they're really aggressive with it, and then they park units like this behind it to incentivize the opponent into going after them.
Okay.
Right?
Huh. Okay.
Victory point under
Kill the
enemy
GMC,
control.
that was good. Now this is a small thing, but you saw this earlier. So anytime you see this, what do you think you should be doing?
Destroy the Rex.
Yeah.
Yep. That is true. That is true.
Veteran squad leaders are being called up to improve infantry squads.
Okay.
Establishing a forward mustering
At this point, going for veteran squad leaders,
Yeah.
not really worth it. Yeah, you've only got one PG plus your pile that's going to benefit from this. You're much better off spending the resources on your vehicle upgrades. These are what separate like a really strong DAK late game from a really lackluster one. I would say like priority order for these is smoke, emergency repairs, and then rapid advance.
Okay.
Because smoke, obviously survivability, emergency repairs, more uptime on your vehicles because they're repairing themselves out of combat, plus the extra health. And then rapid advance, the territory capture, and the extra speed is actually very nice because it allows you to execute good flanks, especially on some of the bigger, scarier allied mediums in the late game. And it really allows like your P3s and your smaller tanks to punch above their weight with these upgrades. So yeah, if you're playing infantry heavy composition, I don't know if you went for this, maybe like in your brain something triggered and you're like, oh yeah, I haven't talked about veteran squad leaders when he played the espionage game. But in that game, like I had 2 PGs, I had assault gren, I had weapon upgrades, and I was playing against mostly infantry, right?
Right.
Your opponent, you've been seeing them field, like this guy, he's been fielding a fair number of vehicles, and you don't have a lot of infantry at this point. You only have 2 units of infantry, right? And then your double AT guns. So just thinking about like when you're going for your upgrades, what units are benefiting from that, right?
Right. More intentional about it.
Yeah. And then if you're looking at like, again, you know, you've got to like, you're over here, you're building a cache, that's fine. But frankly, your economy is so good at this point. You're spending right now 350 manpower on this, which is a retreat. It's a retreat point for 2 units.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think like, you know, thinking about the opportunity cost of like, what could I be building instead? Like a Stuka would be incredible, right? This guy's been playing very infantry and team weapon heavy. A Stuka is going to give you a ton more value than something like this.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm yapping a lot, but I think like for you, just asking yourself when your inclination is like, oh, I'm going to build this thing. Just ask yourself the question, like, is that the best thing for me to build? Right?
Yeah.
Looking at your economy, like, is there something else that I could get that's better at this point?
Right.
And looking at your army, it's like, if your team wasn't doing well, you're having a hard time contributing just because of some of the macro decisions that we're making, right?
Right.
Where like you could be adding a ton more value and applying a lot more pressure if you just spent your resources in a different way.
Yeah. No, it's huge on the upgrades because honestly, that helps a lot because, like, even just the order, like you said, like from most, you know, to least important things to upgrade. That's huge.
Yeah. If you were playing like against a lot of riflemen and you had say like 2 PGs plus your assault grenadiers still, and you were just fighting riflemen constantly, I would say, yeah, go for VSL. I would actually go for that sooner if that's what you're dealing with. Right. By 15, if you're upgrading your squad leaders by like 15 minutes, it's kind of late because you want to get this as early as possible because of the veterancy gain and because your infantry are going to perform better. And obviously, the longer the game goes, the less relevant infantry become, right?
Yeah,
especially for DAK.
Forward retreat enabled.
Uh-oh.
This is like, but you know what? It was kind of working, so I was like, all right. I should have just self-repaired. Like you said, like there's always like moving parts of this faction that I still am like, yo, you could just do this, and I'm always learning.
Yeah. And that's gonna be the case. Like, don't give yourself a hard time because you're like, oh, I forgot about this. Like, I don't know how many games you have. I think I saw like a couple hundred. Dude, I have I have thousands of games. I have thousands of games. So like all this stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, like don't forget about this. Like do this, do that. Like, I mean, that's like, I have all that knowledge, right? Because I play this game way more than you do. So I'm trying to make it. That's part of the value that I try to bring to you is I'm trying to impart some of that so that you have the reminder. You don't forget, because sometimes if someone doesn't say something to you, you just don't think about it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, tragic. That was your teammate's bombing run. Okay. Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is it. You're doing it right here. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the bait. Yeah.
Territory lost.
That's where I was like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a thing.
So we're building a fresh PG at this point.
Yeah.
I would say generally don't bother with this, because again, with DAK, past 20 minutes, your late game power is in your vehicles, because look, these are, how many of these are vehicle upgrades? You know, all 7 of them out of 8, right? They're well, sort of. This one's repairs, but you know, most of these are pertaining to your vehicles. And you've already got your, you went for the armored reserves, which means, like, if you cancel this right now, how far away from a Tiger are you?
Oh, I'm like right there.
You're right there, right? It's 600. You have 600 manpower in the bank. You'll be at 700 very soon. Your Tiger hits the field, 18 minutes. Like, that's pretty damn good. That's very good Tiger timing. How much more impact do you think a Tiger's going to have over your PG?
Oh yeah, a lot. A lot.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't even have asked that. But you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. And I like how basically everything on that, because you were like, oh, if you're having a good game, go this on the BG, and everything you said you were like not to do, I went with.
That's okay. That's how we learn.
Yeah.
The more mistakes you make, the faster you learn.
Yeah.
Hey, this is good. We're getting a little more active, a little more aggressive with it. Now we should be bringing this up for sure. There we go. There's our Tiger.
Yeah, because he starts bringing out the Churchills.
Yeah. And this is where, like, if you look at your path here, you've gone for armored warfare, right? Now I know you said you're like, oh, I want to try out the command panzer, and I'm totally with you. Like, yeah, by all means, try that out. But obviously, you can probably recognize here, like, if you had the loiter, how much stronger you would be when you have, like, dude, if you did like a Panzer Storm push with Stuka loiter when your Tiger hits the field, the game is over right here. Yeah, like, it's done. It's done, right? Like, unstoppable or unsnarable Tiger plus AT loiter, blasting all of these vehicles. Like, the only thing you need to worry about is this limping AT gun, right?
Yeah.
So you've got like everything that you need here to finish the game off, especially if you went down that left tree.
Right.
Oh, this is funny.
Dude,
you're behind the train tracks here.
Yeah.
Or the train cars.
And it's funny that you say that, because even when I pushed those things, I was like, man, I wish I had like a call-in at this point in time.
Nice. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about vehicle micro here. So, you know how in your, so like vehicles have inertia, right?
Right, yeah.
And when you see situations like this, where you're like, okay, Tiger's got a couple shots off, I have access to his side armor, you should basically be saying to yourself, I need to start moving forward. Because if he starts backing up, I want to stay within range. And I also want to be able to continue to hit him in the side. Because if he reverses this way, there's a chance that you'll bounce the shot because it's going to hit his front instead of his side. But if you can keep the angle on him, it's going to be harder for him to do that, right?
Right.
So you've got the pack here too, which is good. You might actually get the kill on this anyways because this guy's forgetting to. But as you move up and play against better players, they're going to take the first hit from the Tiger and they're going to be like, oh shit, and they're going to back up. Right? If you're not already moving forward, you're going to lose this target and potentially an opportunity to deal a killing blow. Right? So looking at like you've got this quarter HP tank, your brain should say, okay, I have an opportunity to kill this. I need to start preemptively moving forward. Because what I see a lot of players do, they're like, okay, I'm fighting this, I'm shooting at this. Then their opponent starts to back this up. And because they weren't already moving, they try to catch up. And then they actually end up overcommitting and getting killed because they went too deep and they go too far to try to catch up with this. Because they weren't already moving and pursuing it.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. And because like you said, that also works with Well, it works with ATs too, right? You should be moving them kind of preemptively.
Yeah.
Proximity alarm near our victory point. We have lost
Good.
control of the
Okay.
victory point.
What just happened here?
So I got that, and then I got kind of flanked by infantry, but I dealt with it.
Yeah, he's cooked, right? This guy's off the map. His rifles are going back to base. So these are the moments that allow you to like be the difference maker. This is like, this is the opportunity. Now, granted, you guys are already like, you're pretty far ahead. So it's not going to make a huge difference here, but recognizing these moments are what is going to win you more games, and you become the deciding factor in winning the games. Because what happened here is you killed a prime target with the Churchill. You just forced off a bunch of riflemen. Now what do we have to be afraid of when it comes to these guys?
Snares.
Right, your snares.
Yeah.
So he's got no snares in the area, right? So for you, the trigger is like, okay, his riflemen are off. I just killed this big tank. I need to push and finish them off. This is what I was talking about before I started recording. We were talking about how like making the most of the openings or the opportunities that you have to inflict the most damage, because you could absolutely just park here and just sit here and do nothing, right? And that might be what happens, but you'll notice especially if you watch the higher level games, the difference between the lower level games and the high level games is that the high level games are much more decisive in the ways that they are won, right? So here you have an opportunity to be decisive and push in and deal a killing blow to potentially two of your opponents and effectively take them completely out of the game, right? That's going to set you up to be much more prepared to deal with this. Right. Because the worst position because several things, you have to think about this holistically too. It's like, best case scenario, you come in here, you kill all of this shit. Right? How motivated do you think these two players are going to be to continue playing the game?
Right, not at all.
Not much, right? They're going to be feeling like they're probably going to be trying to surrender vote. They're going to be yapping in the chat to their teammates like, why are you over here? Why aren't you helping me over here? Right? Like that's what happens. So you have to capitalize on that and make the most of these openings that are created, these small openings that are created for you throughout the game, and like crush your opponent mentally and from a unit perspective, right? So let's see what happens. I'm curious to see what you do here. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I remanned the AT gun as well.
What does he have here that we're afraid of for the Tiger?
Pretty much nothing, really.
Right. So, to be honest, as long as your PGs are relatively healthy and are screening for your Tiger, There's no reason you can't sit way at the back here and literally just attack move this guy in so that he's chomping away at all these targets with the main cannon, right?
Okay. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
if the AT gun gets decrewed, if you snared this a little bit earlier, but it looks like it's been repaired now. But you snared this, right? AT gun gets decrewed. This is snared. Like you go for the killing blow. You attack move your AT guns in behind all your stuff. You push in with your PGs to get vision to make sure that you're seeing whatever like oncoming threats there might be, and your Tiger pulls up kind of in the middle. Right, your Tiger basically fills the space between your AT guns and your PGs. Your Tiger should be like right here, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah. I should have.
So you didn't know, right? You didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I should have used control group on the command tank. I'm thinking about it now, or at least on the Tiger as well.
Yeah.
But
A Panzer IV command vehicle awaits assignment to the field.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
okay, this is the moment I've been waiting for entire
Yeah.
game. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right, I got the command tank. I have the Tiger.
Yeah.
Everything is working.
It's all coming together.
Territory sector out of contact.
Good. Keep
And then
going.
I
Yeah.
noticed,
There we go.
Yeah, I noticed that he's like there. So
Nice. Good.
but then it's like, yeah, it's like, what do I? Okay.
Armored reserves are ready for deployment.
I was considering, I think, going over there because I saw, but then I think, yeah, he started like
Shall lay waste.
flanking. So,
Yeah.
but it seemed harmless at 1st.
Mhm.
But then I think he came back with more.
Survival improvements and smoke canisters are being requested for our vehicles.
And then I finally got the smoke canisters.
There we go.
But-
Oh, you see him over here. Okay.
Well, I was going to deal with the fuel cache,
Yeah.
but
Motor vehicle has been destroyed.
You
My
took the long
teammate-
way around, basically.
yeah.
Taken from us. Victory point under enemy control.
Good. Good. Command tank's a little
Man tank's been
he
forgotten
forgot
about.
about, yeah.
The one thing I wanted to do and I forgot about it.
You did it. You did it. It just didn't last
Yeah.
very long.
Yeah.
Only 35 points remaining for our enemy. A Panzer IV ready for orders. Easy aim
Nice.
defeated, Commandant.
Nice.
10 points remain.
Good.
Take that.
But that was like the loiter I got but it was, you're right. It was like, honestly, it's just me wanting it to be a certain way and then just shoehorning it in any way I can at the cost of basically everything.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? Like, you did well. Like, it. Okay, so let's pick like 3 things that you're gonna try to remember from this game to carry into your future ones. 3 things to remember. What would you say stood out to you?
So the self-repair on the bike, because that does at least keep it alive. It would, like, thinking back, it would definitely have kept it alive in a lot of scenarios that I'm even thinking about now. But the self-repair, the Pyos being your repair junkies, not the the grenadiers. Control groups, I would say for sure.
Yeah, for your important units, definitely.
Yeah. And also a little more like it's probably sensitivity to the vehicle upgrades, like the being more decisive on like getting the smoke canisters and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the if I had to pick one thing to add to your list there, it would be when you're making purchase decisions. So like you're building things, you're buying things, you're upgrading, whatever. Ask yourself like, how many units are gonna benefit from, like, out of my composition, who's benefiting from this decision that I'm about to make, right?
Right.
And then secondly, is there something else that I could do that I haven't considered? And in team games especially, so this is less relevant when you move down the like the game modes into the smaller game modes. In the smaller game modes, tempo, which is basically like the rate at which you apply pressure to the map, is one of the most important things to win as you move up the ladder. In team games, it's a lot less important. What's much more important is conservation, like unit conservation, priority like territory control and fortification, and your macro decisions. Those are much more important. And getting to late tech in team games is much more impactful than in smaller game modes. Because in smaller game modes, what happens when you tech is a lot of the time that creates an opening for your opponent to claw their way back in the game because you're spending resources on teching up, right? That's why I was saying tempo is more important. That's why we see a lot more call-in units being a lot more oppressive in those smaller game modes. In team games, typically those gaps that are created when you're teching are filled in by your teammates. Right? Because even though you're not applying that much pressure to a position or to your opponent at that point, you still have your teammates to lean on. And if that time that you're spending to get the later tier unit is allowed to pass and you don't give up too much control, it's going to work out way better for you guys. Because like we talked about, like the Stuka, right? Like if you had got like a Stuka or a P3 instead of that first the second pack that you built, then you could have been a lot more aggressive, right? And the impact of that would have been felt much better before like your Tiger came out and all the other upgrades, because there was a point in the game in the middle where you couldn't really do much because you had 2 packs, you had a flak, you had a PG, you had a mortar half track. All those units are relatively low tier. By like the 13 to like 18 minute mark, you weren't really able to do much to help your teammate besides hope that your opponent ran into you. And he actually did. He ran into you with a couple vehicles. He lost his GMCs, his Chaffee. But yeah, I'd say like that, if you had taken that opportunity to tech up and then got out a later unit, then you could have been a lot more impactful in the mid game there.
Right. Yeah, because it did feel like, like watching it, you're just kind of sitting around, like, or I'm sitting around, I mean, like, and it's like you're not really doing anything.
Right.
But yeah, those it would have been way more. Yeah, you're right. Like even just P3. I love the Stuka. I don't know why I didn't go the Stuka.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you have another one?
Yeah.
Okay, send that over. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
All right.
Carl.
No gap. All right.
Improved barriers shall store the enemy as needed. Krautschützen on the field. Utility vehicle has arrived.
Okay, so this is more typical for you.
Yeah, this is my typical, like, kind of go-to. Except I swear, sometimes I do a control group on the bike, okay? It does happen sometimes.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy! Enemy presence! We can't stay here! They will want it back! A victory point is being taken from us! Utility vehicle as requested. Medical team
Seemed like you were doing no damage.
Huh. That's what it felt like.
Capture point. We're losing grasp of a victory point.
Yeah.
Okay.
About that.
So in this situation, your PGs are they're kind of fragile, especially compared to paratroopers. Paratroopers have a bit more health, and they're 6 men, right?
Right,
so
right.
Paratroopers have 110 HP, and they basically work before they get their weapon upgrades. They basically feel like riflemen, where they're more effective at short range because of the carbines. And so when they're in your face like this, you're trading down. Like, it's never going to be good for you with the PGs. So you did a good job in the early part, sitting in this building until it started to look a little dangerous because he was firing the bazookas at it. But I would just jump into another building and continue to buy time.
Okay, right.
Because as long as you're in a building, you are probably going to be able to deal more damage to him than he's able to deal to you. And what's about to happen now is, he's got a machine gun. He's gonna lock you out of this area, right?
Absolutely.
He's gonna like you, and then you only have like 2 entry points. You can kind of come up here, you can go this way, or you can try to go up the middle. But either way, you're in kind of like a tough spot if we give him all of this ground, which we have to do at this point, right?
Yep.
So in the early game, if you're going to go for PGs especially, you want to just buy time. Buy time so that you can get access to your later units. I mean, I think honestly, like, your truck opener might be hurting you a little bit because you're creating a gap. Look at the number of units he's got relative to you, right? Let's look at the opponents, right? 5 units to sort of 5. What about this guy? 5 units, but like unit for unit, his are going to be a little bit better. Now the only thing about the 250 is you have to be really careful of these guys.
Right.
So I was going to ask you when we started the game, but I'll do it now. What's different about this map compared to the one we just played?
Oh, it's like, well, in my opinion, it's like it's bigger. And well, it feels bigger, I think, but it's like you said, like, I guess like there's more like flanking potential, I guess, because like that where I was kind of at in that other map, I was kind of cubby holed into like this like section where the fuel is. But yeah, this one's a little more like moving around.
Yeah. And if we look at like the difference between like, let's pick some of the other obvious things too. Like, what's different about this map compared to the one you just played? Especially the section that you're in. Right.
Yeah,
You've got
cities,
there's a lot more buildings, there's a lot more cover, right? The last map, very open, right? Just mostly open space, very little cover, a lot of open ground. So what are some things that we should be thinking about that are going to be really useful tools for us on a map like this that maybe weren't in the last game?
Well, I mean, just like kind of just getting like weapons and stuff for your teams and like getting them in those positions, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So when we're thinking about like some of like those weapons, what would be some examples of weapons that might be more useful on this map than the last one?
The flamethrower is good in buildings, because if he's going to use the buildings too, which I think he was, or I can't.
Yeah, absolutely. The flamethrower, you're absolutely right. And also, the GRB is actually much better on a map with this many buildings than one without. As an example, so like GRB does bonus damage to units that are in structures. So now it's not as good as the flamethrower, but the difference is that the flamethrower you have to get a lot closer to be effective with, right? So I'm thinking about like potential, if he parks his MG in this building, for example, if you can get your GRB like in here or in here, you can continuously lob grenades into this building where the machine gun is without ever really being threatened. Right?
True.
Or you can fire grenades down from the roof into these units in cover positions. Right?
Okay.
I mean, the flamethrower is kind of the same thing, except the flamethrower is just shorter range and it higher DPS. That's kind of the trade-off you have to think about. What other unit would probably be really useful on this map, considering it's much more close quarters and there's buildings?
So assault grens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're coming up on, I don't know if you're going to go for it. I'm assuming you're going to go for the Panzerjäger because you talked about how you like the tank busters. This is a little thing I'll share. So the assault mechanized group with a double PG opener, I really like this option over this one because you can build Panzerjägers from your tier 1 structure for 240 manpower. Okay?
Right.
So if I go for this, I'm getting a 250, but it's costing me another 35. Right?
Yeah.
Assault grenadiers are 300 from the base structure. But if I pull them from here, it's 275 and I get a 250. So I'm actually getting a 25 manpower discount on a unit that I would otherwise have to pay 25 more manpower for and not get the 250 with.
What the hell? Yeah, why didn't I never realize that?
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah, so you get way more value if you just build the Panzerjäger from the base and then call in the 250 assault grenadier.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to show you.
Yeah. Okay, wow.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that they're cheaper.
Yeah, it's actually cheaper. More. Yes, and you get the 250 as well. And this is the power of when they were talking about the design of these combat groups, that was kind of the idea, is they wanted to give DAK these little spikes in power because in general their units are more expensive, right? Like PGs are 300. Most other line units, they're like 260, right? So they're more expensive, but DAK gets these moments, these every 6 minutes throughout the game, they get these spikes from the call-in groups that they have. And this is a good example of one of them. Now, one more thing I want you to not forget about completely, and I think most people have because it wasn't very good in the last patches, is on a map like this, and especially when you're playing against paratroopers and specifically the US machine guns, and basically what we call weapon support center play, which is the combination of these machine guns and the bazooka teams. This composition for the US is much more static, meaning riflemen, they're usually continuously on the move, they're trying to get in your face, whereas this style, they're playing much more defensively. They're playing much more for just getting into a strong position and holding it, right? And the paratroopers are actually like that too after you get the LMG upgrade, if they go that route. I know some players still like the bazookas, I personally don't, but when you get these, basically what your paratroopers turn into is I don't know, like a mini stormtrooper, kind of you kind of just want to park them in green cover and let them shoot at things from long range. Okay. So all of that means that his composition becomes very static. Now, what is useful against static weapons?
The League.
Yeah, there you go. That's it exactly. That's what I was hoping you were gonna connect to. So the LEIG, you can build from here as well. It's 320. I think, getting the 250 is nice. I still think I would go for this and probably just build this from the base if I see fit. And the really nice thing about this as well is I don't have to pay for the combat half track upgrade. Now I think I probably would if I were you anyways, especially if you're using the disembark bonus, because otherwise this thing becomes too fragile and it dies too easily.
Right.
But yeah.
Wait. Sorry, but because this has always been my conundrum too, is okay, going combat half tracks is I sometimes I feel like I skip it because I'm just like, oh well, I'm just gonna lose them anyway unless I'm doing like, but like you said, even in that, if I didn't go league, I should have maybe went mortar half tracks or something,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But I'm sorry, like, well, I guess what I'm asking is like, because you even said about the opener, you're like, okay, yeah, you think the truck is killing my opener, but what in if you were playing this match, like what would your opener be for this?
I would probably go like so there's a couple openers that you can do. One of them is this, what you're doing here, which is bike PGPG, and then I would go 250 instead of truck.
Okay.
Because the early 250 allows me to get the combined arms bonus all the time. My 250 is usually gonna my 250 is gonna sit like behind my troops most of the time. Right. So if like my troops are here, my 250 is gonna be like here, providing support, base of fire, and then if he starts focusing one of my squads, I'm gonna pull them back and get them into the 250 to protect them from taking damage.
Okay.
Okay. What that's going to do is that's going to get your 250 to vet 1. And at vet 1, your 250 gets a ability where it will heal the squad that is inside of it.
Oh.
So you may be taking some chip, like this unit, for example, right? You've taken a bunch of chip damage on but you haven't dropped any guys, right?
Yeah.
Is if you put them in the 250, it'll heal them back up to full, even in combat.
Oh.
Inside the half track, and then you can get them back out again, and then just you start fighting. They poke away a little bit more. You get back in, and all the while you're bleeding your opponent by killing their squad members. And if you're doing this very effectively, this cycling that I'm talking about, you're taking almost no manpower casualties because all of your units are just going back into the half track to get the health refilled, and you're not actually dropping very many guys.
Okay.
Huh. So that's one opener. The second one is bike second pioneer, so you get 2 pioneers instead of just the one. And then you build this really fast. You go bike pioneer and then 250. So you end up with bike pioneer 250, and then you build this as quickly as possible, and you build the assault grenadier straight from the tier 1 structure.
Okay.
What that's going to allow you to do is by 3 minutes, you'll have a 250 and an assault grenadier that you can run around and bully your opponent with. The only thing you have to look out for is this and or running your assault grenadier into a machine gun.
Right.
That's really it. And you do that cycle that I talked about. And again, like if your assault grenadiers are throwing grenades, they're dealing good damage, your 250 is going to get to vet 1 very quickly. Your assault grenadiers are going to take a bunch of chip damage, and you just get them back in and heal them up. And you just continuously cycle them, doing the disembark bonus, throwing the grenades, dealing a bunch of damage at short range with the SMGs, and then getting back in the half track. And you're just doing that over and over and over again until you get to your vehicles.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. So that's another like way that you can open with DAK. But yours is good. I think I would go for 250. Just play conservatively with it. Again, 250, like the bike, like the truck, it has support veterancy. So it will get veterancy from units around it dealing damage. So you don't have to be super aggressive with it. You can just park it behind your guys, give them the combined arms bonus, got the little machine gun on top that's going to shoot at the whatever targets are in front of it. And once it gets to vet 1, then you're really cooking, because as long as you're not taking too much damage and actually dropping guys in your squads, you have a lot more frontline presence. Because this truck, you can't fight with this, right? It's so fragile. It's got 160 HP. Like, there's no machine gun on it. So this creates a tempo gap in your roster where a 250 would be like, you can't replenish the casualties that you take, but there's lots of healing options on it. And that kind of finishes off what I was about to say, which was, if you go for the assault grenadier, the early assault grenadier build, after you get your first assault grenadier, you go for combat half tracks. And that makes your half track really beefy, and you can be much more aggressive with it because small arms won't penetrate it as well. It'll take 3 bazooka volleys to kill instead of 2. A all that kind of stuff.
Huh.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
See, it's like I'm learning more about this faction, and it's like,
We have been
I'm like, okay,
confirmed.
wow. All
Re-establish
right, I didn't even
position.
realize that.
Yeah,
Territorial sector lost.
But it's
That's
also like
hilarious.
making me realize. Wait, what?
he tried to hit you with a bombing run, but it hit the building. Like it was
Yeah, I know.
gonna come down, but it hit the building instead.
Bro, yo, I think he does that like throughout the
Oh
game.
no, poor guy. Nice, good dodge on the right grenade. Oh, he ran away. That was nice of him.
Panzerjäger now have access to advanced tank hunting equipment.
It's like your opponent went for bazooka paratroopers, which is fine. Hey, you did your tank buster.
Rear-mounted
Flak.
has arrived.
Hey, we built our flak. What do we have to do? Oh. Man. Poor guy, dude. That sucks.
Dude. So wait. So sorry. The flak.
Yeah, what do we have to do now that we've got our flak out?
Well, the flak. This is dangerous. I feel like because I saw that there was like mad bazookas around.
Hmm.
But I also was like, okay, but if I'm more conservative with it and I don't really poke and stuff, at least like I know he was going airborne, so I was like, all right, so like maybe I could just be a more supportive role with it from the skies and stuff.
Yep, that is true. Yep, you can deal with like the like aircraft, especially because he's calling like a lot of bombing runs, which frankly just haven't been very effective so far thanks to this building. but yeah, the flak will help you deal with the aircraft for sure. So we're seeing how many bazookas this guy is building. What can we build in like the or I guess early to mid game from our vehicles that will be effective against all of what he's building with all the bazookas and stuff?
See, without going to tier 2, you mean?
You could go to tier 2.
Cause like I guess with that you could do the Stugs, like the Stug G's or whatever.
Yep.
But as far as right now though, like what I'm thinking is like there's really other than just like infantry and indirect, like but vehicle wise, I don't know. Like what would you?
No, you're right. You're right. It's the Stug. The Stug is the answer here.
Okay.
Right? So the bazooka's not going to penetrate the front of the Stug very well, and the Stug is going to deal a lot of damage to the clumps of infantry, right? Because of the lobbing shells that it fires. So that's going to create lots of space, and it's going to deal a lot of chip damage for you to allow your Panzer Grenadiers and other units to kind of clean up. So you can go for, so I think a lot of people don't know this, or they don't know that this happened, but because you've tech fire support elements, if you build your tier 2, you can build the Stug right away. You don't have to. You don't have to. Okay, good. Because I've talked to some people that didn't know that, because that was a change they made a while ago. But yeah, additionally, like because you've gone for the flak, you can play kind of conservatively, screen with your frontline units. This guy can shoot from max range and not be under threat from the bazookas, because the bazookas don't have as much range. Right.
Yeah, it's a chase a little.
Yeah, so you like if I were you, I would be parking this guy like kind of reversing in, parking behind your troops, and just like dealing damage from to these guys from max range. And then based on the position you're in and the fact that you need to soften this guy up in order to get back into the city, I think building a league here would be a good idea too.
Okay.
Because you don't have any indirect in your composition. What you're relying on is like, oh, I have to flank this guy's machine gun in order to get access to the city, and that's a tough spot to be in because it just might not you might not have the opportunity, right? But if you get the league, like you can barrage him. You can also fire smoke if you find out where he is, and then you can push in with all of your units, right?
Yeah. Wait, is there any like crazy league shit that you're gonna like tell me about? Because like I feel like I haven't really used it a lot because like you said it was pretty bad in the past patches.
Yeah.
But
it was bad. So they buffed the projectile speed on it a lot. So it's much more responsive now. Meaning like your shells, when you order them, they'll arrive on target much more quickly.
okay.
The damage on it is pretty good, but the main problem with it was like the time to target for the shells. Now it's much better. So yeah, there's nothing crazy about it. I would just say like it's basically a bigger, more effective mortar is how you think about it.
Yeah.
And from what I see, people don't use the smoke nearly enough. Like if I were you, if I'm playing against a machine gun, I fire and I identify the position. Before I don't fire the barrage first. I fire the smoke. Because the smoke forces him to reposition, and then when he repositions, then I hit him with the barrage, right? Because if he repositions once, he's giving up space to allow me to push in, and this chances are the second position that he goes to, if I start hitting him with the barrage, he has to do one of two things. Either he has to move further back, which means he's pretty much completely removed from supporting his troops here in the front. Or he has to go back to base, in which case he's doing the same thing. The other alternative is he tries to push back into you, which could put him in a compromising position and allow you to potentially like get a grenade, flank it and get a grenade on it or something. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's when you're using the League or when you're using any mortar against machine guns, lead with the smoke, then follow up with the barrage once he moves to the second position here.
Okay. I should have actually just naded that. I just realized that I pushed and I had the opportunity to just follow the MG. Instead, I naded the Zooks.
Yeah. I think so this is a small thing, but obviously you know how grenades, like, they basically only really deal damage to units in the center of the blast radius, right?
Okay, yeah.
This new grenade, this stun grenade on these guys, it will deal an equal amount of damage to every unit in any area of the blast radius. So even on like the very edge, it deals a flat amount of damage. Okay. The reason why that could be really useful here is you'll notice I was mousing over this because I wanted to see the radius or the range. I'm pretty confident that you could either like slink along this side of the truck, or even standing where you are, if you throw this stun grenade at max range, it's going to disable this machine gun and allow you to push in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because when they get hit with the stun, they can't fire their weapons.
Right.
And that would allow you to literally just like drive this guy all the way in and get right on top of it. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could still do that now, but you got to kind of deal with like the paratrooper too. But it would take some of the pressure off of your infantry as well.
See, I don't even think about the stun grenades because I guess they used to be pretty crap, right?
Yeah, they weren't very good. They got a significant buff. Oh, good. Okay. That was good. That was a good push. We couldn't like convert it all the way, but that was pretty good.
Veteran squad leaders are being called up to improve infantry squads.
Oh, we lost our Panzerjäger. That's a bummer.
Panzerjäger anti-vehicle infantry available.
But don't worry, buddy. It's coming back.
Veteran squad leaders have been dispersed.
We got the band back together.
Nice. Oh man, Carl taking your opponents to Pound Town. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think that's why he's definitely like my fallback all the time.
Your flak's already at vet 2, which is very nice.
Designated units shall initiate crew shock tactics to forestall the enemy.
I don't know why. I think I was gonna just try to stealth, kind of just recon with them, but then I realized that nothing was there, so I was like, all right, I guess I can.
Losing grasp of a capture point.
Looking at where you are now, we're scoping out like this area, right? What's a much more advantageous position for this?
Yeah, in actual green cover.
Yeah, green cover, or better yet, where else could we go?
Could be in the building too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the machine gun, like, it will default to like the higher windows if it has an option, and it provides when you're in buildings. I don't know if you knew this, but when you're in buildings, your vision range on your squads gets pushed out to the maximum. So for the MG, you see how you can only see to here? If you go into the building, you can see all the way to the end of your firing arc.
Okay.
So it gives you a lot more visibility over an area.
Territory lost. A victory point.
I think I try to. Oh yeah, because he moved over there. Right.
Enemy forces have captured the victory point.
Okay, who was that?
That was my opponent.
Right. So what does that mean?
That there's nothing in city right now.
There might not be nothing, but we know for sure there's no Parazooks up there.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not. It's definitely not. We don't want to be driving up the road with our flak here. That's definitely not what we want to be doing. But we do know that there's a weakness somewhere. Right.
Right.
Great. I love this Askren column. This is great because this is going to allow you to get on top of those support weapons and be a lot more threatening.
I think that's what I was trying. Like I was like, oh, he's there, and then I was waiting.
Territory lost. Take your position.
Nice. Good cover position.
Yeah, this is where it was like kind of coming together. I was like, all right, I can maybe do something.
Yeah. Okay, this is perfect. this is like, yeah, this is peak. This is the perfect maneuver. Okay, so we're coming in. We've identified the AT gun. He hit our flak with the AT gun. The first thing we have to do is get this the fuck out of here because we're gonna lose it for sure.
Yeah, I think Well.
Nice, we got out. Oh my god, your teammate just nibbling you in the ass. Now, granted, wait. To be fair to Carl, this is actually the perfect nibble. You just he ordered it and then you drove into it, which was just because the time it took for the shells to arc and come down, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going in, like prime opportunity. And now we're getting roasted with all of our teammate with all our opponent's stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we get out. That's good. Nice, good kill on the paratrooper. Black survives, amazing.
Command points are available for use.
To be fair, he was saying sorry the whole time. Like, he saw me drive in, and he was like, dude, fuck, I'm sorry.
Territory is now in enemy hands.
Okay, good. Now we're in the driver's seat in this city area.
Right.
All right, what am I about to say to you?
I should be repairing with my Pyos.
Yep. So the first thing we do after an engagement's over is we take stock, which means what?
Like what needs to be repaired, or like maybe even just like even a time to put mines down and stuff. Yeah.
So in kind of in order, it's repairs are the most important thing. Like inventory, which is like looking at your resources, right?
Oh, right.
And then fortification. That's kind of the order that you want to be thinking about things once an engagement has ended. So starting with repairs, obviously, flak needs to be repaired. Poor Cradshitson, dude. He's just doomed to the life of I guess him and the med truck have become good buddies, it seems like. Over each game, they're usually just chilling together. But yeah, repair the flak. Good. Good. Right? Go straight into building tier 4. What else do we need to consider right now? I talked about fortification. So yeah, there you go. Upgrades. That's what I was going to ask you, right? We need this ASAP. And by the way, you're based on your infantry composition, way more value out of this time around, right? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry units that are benefiting from VSL, so much better. And the timing on it was also very good in this game.
near our victory point. Victory point under enemy control. Confirming enemy points at 300 and dropping.
I got the double nebble.
Yeah, he's been really liking those lately.
Yeah, they're really nice, especially when you have two of them. Great.
We have lost a squad of panzer grenadiers.
I don't even know where I lost that.
We're losing grasp of a victory.
Oh, wait, I
They were
think-
here.
yeah.
They were here
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a while. I think you forgot about them.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Oh, the bike. Oh, I started. Yeah, okay. So I kept.
Okay, so this is the other thing about the bike, and this is why it's so important not to forget about it.
Mm.
So the bike gets a massive power spike at Vet 1 because it gets
Right.
this. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like, so if you think about how accuracy works in this game, a lot of the accuracy probabilities are between like 50 and 70% in terms of whether or not you're going to hit the target.
Mm.
Pushing that up 15% means that you're going to hit more than you're going to miss like all of the time.
Mm.
Which makes
Yeah.
a huge difference, especially in the early game before a lot of units get their received accuracy bonus at Vet 1, which is this harder to hit stat.
Mm.
Think of that as like, that's a multiplier that goes onto the accuracy probabilities. So
Right.
what that basically means is like, when your units hit Vet 1, it goes from almost going to hit like most of the time to there's a chance that they'll miss. And then at Vet 2, it's like, okay, they're probably going to miss, right? Especially with your Assault Grenadiers.
Okay.
But anyway, with your bike, this snowballs engagements in your favor dramatically, which is why it's so important to continuously be active with it in the early game, because you're going to get way more value out of your infantry and other units, because they're going to be able to hit the target that your Kratschützen marks much more often.
Okay. Huh.
Our fuel point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Uh-oh.
A utility truck has
Yeah, this is where it.
fire. Panzerjäger reporting in. Our victory point
Nice.
is being neutralized by
Thanks,
the
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah.
Oh!
Stuka artillery team need orders.
Stuka? Okay.
2.5 ton. We're losing grasp of a strategic point. A victory point.
Yeah, I thought it was a Stuka nerf since the last patch, but because like I guess when you were able to fire off both the abilities, that was crazy.
Yeah.
First off,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was
But-
definitely too good.
Yeah.
They also changed the Vet 1 to be a little less consistent and predictable. I mean, actually, that's not true. It's completely predictable. It's just, oh my god, these PGs are doing work.
Yeah, oh
Goodbye.
A fuel point is being taken from us. Enemy forces have
Nice.
taken our territory.
Oh yeah, here we go. Dude, is that the third time?
The acclaimed Elephant tank destroyer has been diverted to our front.
All done here.
Acknowledged.
Are we actually interested in the elephant here?
No. Which is like,
Probably not, considering you have two squads of these guys, right?
yeah.
So where would our CPs probably be better spent?
Well, definitely on the Overwatch. I should have went the Overwatch, but also like the infantry play that I'm experiencing right now, it definitely would have been better for really any of that, right? Like defensive position,
Yeah.
or yeah, even the mines. Like, I mean, they're just another annoyance, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was also going to ask you about this because I haven't actually seen you use this yet.
Yeah, this was typically what I'll do with that is I'll set it up in like positions like the last time I think the last game I was gonna send you was on red ball, and it was like I put it like on the victory point all the way on the top
Hmm?
side. So like so sometimes I'll use it, but this I was like moving around a lot and I didn't really think on it, like think about where I could set it up. But I mean, if you have a suggestion, that'd be sick.
Laying mines here.
Yeah, so like this, the purpose of these is to create a funnel, right?
Yeah.
Or better yet, completely lock your opponent out. And on this map, there's lots of opportunities to do that. Like if you put the tank barriers here, the only way that he can get access to the top side is to go around this way, right?
Oh, right,
And then it's
right,
like
right.
if you put more here, now he actually has to break them down to get his armor through to the top side of the map, which allows you to completely lock this side out, right?
Right.
Because you can just kind of play behind your flak. You can if you have like tank busters, you can kind of just cloak them here and wait for him to show up with his tanks. Like you're cooking. But if you're not gonna use these, the mines are so good. Like
Yeah.
the S mines, you can plant them, and then like Regal mines on these ramps, like you're gonna completely shut down any kind of armor play from him. But both of these are incredibly valuable, and you're definitely missing out on a lot from this battle group by not using either one.
Right. Okay.
And again, because you're not using the elephant, and maybe it's a little bit too early to go for the anti-tank Overwatch, like spending your CPs on defensive positions for your infantry, they're going to get the combined arms bonus, whether there's a vehicle around or not, when they're in cover in friendly territory, which is really nice. And the butterfly bombs, you can drop these anywhere on the map, which allows you to have all kinds of impact in places that you're not even focusing on, right?
Right.
As does this, right? Because you can also support your teammates by dropping this anywhere on the map, whereas the elephant is localized, right? The value that it provides limited to the area that it's in.
Yeah. They buffed the Overwatch strike, right? Like now it comes
They
in.
nerfed it. They nerfed it.
Oh.
It comes in slower, but it hits more frequently. Because what was
Okay.
happening was people could call it in on like a bishop and it would just die instantly because the person had no time to react, and it deals 160 damage per shot, which is the health of the bishop.
Oh, come on.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is a push, but
A strategic. Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy. Victory point under enemy control.
Lost our truck, but that's okay.
Enemy forces have claimed our sector.
Oh, this guy's cooked.
Command points need assigning, Commandant.
Okay.
so there
Not too
was
bad.
a lot. Yeah, it was
Our fuel
a
point
heavy armor.
neutralized by
Oh.
the enemy.
Oh, Mr.
I don't know.
Stuka.
Anti-tank
Yep.
infantry have. We're losing grasp of a victory point.
I mean, we could get double Shrek on this guy. That'd be terrifying.
We have lost control.
Dude, that's what I unlocked that thing in my brain because it's actually crazy.
Commandant, you have available command points.
Okay.
A challenger appears!
Panzerjäger, anti-vehicle infantry available.
Good. We have armored reserves. I'm assuming you're waiting for Tiger here.
Yeah. Yep.
You did lose a fair bit,
The grenadiers are fully with
but there's also like we should definitely not be floating 800 manpower as DAK ever, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to load up on the upgrades here, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Maschinengewehr team have been
No, he finally got you.
Yeah.
It
Dude,
finally happened.
the one moment he was like waiting for all game.
all shall cower before the mighty elephant.
Oh, you called in the elephant.
Command
Okay.
points available.
Okay, I forgot about that. I forgot that I did that.
fucking move!
Now,
And even
I'll respect, like, if you're just like, oh, I just wanted to use it, like, dude, go off. Like, the game's for fun, right?
yeah, but I don't even know why. Like, why I guess because, well, I don't know. I don't know why I did that.
A fuel point is being taken from us.
Big hits from the Nebel.
Territory lost.
Oh, he's got a KT. KT, okay, this is what's happening. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Alright.
okay. I was like, why did I do that? And it's like, oh yeah, we just basically like,
The boys.
yeah,
You shoot at the AT gun.
yeah, I know. Dude.
I'm going to get him.
Losing grasp of it.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna push him.
Enemy down to 100 points. Confirmed. 100.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw me talk about this in the espionage video, but when you have access to this and you're floating this kind of munitions, lead with this barrage first. Because this barrage has a 30-second cooldown on this one, so you can fire them both pretty close to back, but if you fire this one first, it's the full cooldown.
Okay, yeah, I remember you saying that.
Nice, good kill.
Lost.
Cover this arc! Nobody gets through!
There's no reason for us not to have these right now.
The
Their front line crumbles before us. 75 points remain.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god, these PGs. Oh, the Crusaders.
yeah, dude, and he was like, go to my ATs, and I was just like, nah, I got
Right.
the P.
GG. All right, that was pretty well played. So what were the takeaways from that one?
You definitely utilize the buildings for not only the bombing call-ins, but like just infantry play for sure.
Yeah.
Also the bike. Like you're right, the bike is huge. I mean, that has one like starting engagements a lot just because of that marked infantry thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I think from both replays, I think I need to really get better with the upgrades. Like the upgrades are huge, and I'm just kind of like letting them go.
Yeah. Yeah, you were super on it with the veteran squad leaders that game, but a bit of a missed opportunity with the other ones. Now, granted, you didn't have that many vehicles, but like you might have saved your first truck by having the upgrades. Your flak you could have been a lot more aggressive with. Dude, even the bike gets the upgrades. Like that that means that like you can eat snares, like you can repair out of combat, like it all stacks up and it makes a huge difference over the course of the game, especially when you're fielding a lot of vehicles, which you should be as DAK eventually. But it was cool to see like the elephant kind of in there at the end for fun, you know?
Yeah. Because I don't even know if I knew he was gonna go. Like I didn't know he was gonna come help me, but it was just like I was just like, yeah.
That was
just
good.
A classic team up.
Yeah, no, that was really good. And you guys you slotted into each other's compositions like very well. Like he had the PGs, very good assault troops. You had the Shrek Jaegers to protect against the vehicle dives. And then, you know, the KT and the elephant, like it's a pretty unstoppable duo. So, yeah, that was good. Your teammate's pretty good, man. Like he played very well that game as well.
Yeah, Carl's actually what got me into Company. Like he showed me Company 2, and then from there I've just always played with him, and he's definitely like the more experienced player, I would say. I just like that moment where the bomb hits the building. I had like a moment like that in Company 2 that I like never forget, where like I was playing not the you know where you have to like set up the buildings, like the bases on German, like I forget the German faction. It's been so long since I played, but you set up like, you know, the trucks
Oh,
and stuff.
OKW, yeah.
Yeah, OKW, yeah. And I set the health truck up in this like crack where he could barely fit his like Stewart through, and the guy like like he was like in chat and like all of it. He's like, "Did you do that on purpose?" And I was just like, "Yeah," but I did not. But like it was like one of those moments where you're just like, the guy thinks your power level is like higher than the actual reading. And I like that. I like doing stuff like that where no, I'm just like I'm pretty sure I'm just real I'm like not that good, but when you do stuff like that where they're like, "Damn, is he that good?"
Yeah, the skill expression feels good for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I think like you've got some simple things that you can focus on that I think will go a long way, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that game, I think like your veteran squad leaders, your composition was generally much better. And then just thinking about how to plug in some of those other units, like the infantry support gun might have been good there, and maybe allowed you to bypass the Stuka. Because honestly, like with that's the other thing about playing with an arranged team as well. Like looking at your buddy having double Nebels, you actually probably didn't need the Stuka.
Right.
Right? Because you had sufficient indirect fire. But in the game before, your teammate was playing Breakthrough, he was playing tier 2.5, he had no artillery. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's when something like the Stuka is going to be a lot more valuable. So just being cognizant, especially when you're playing with your friend and like you know like what he's building or you guys are talking about it, like you can complement each other much better in doing that.
Right.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to just take notes on this just to make sure that I have everything. So, yeah, so the upgrades, and I'm writing down the 225s at the start with the Asgrens.
Yeah, that's a very powerful combo for DAK right now.
Yeah.
It is harder to execute against like when your opponent's playing machine guns and bazookas, but when they're playing riflemen, you can just like you can absolutely roast them with the assault grenadiers because they get damage resistance, they get the grenades, and they have the support of the 250, which also makes them harder to hit. So, and the other thing about that build is it's actually much easier to preserve your units and bleed very few guys from your squad, because most of the combat is fixated on the assault grenadier, and they're a beefier unit, and you can heal them with the half track, so you're not taking as many casualties.
Right.
Yeah. So try it out.
Yep.
Experiment with it.
Okay. All right, man. Yeah. I think I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. Good.